So I'm going to discuss the rear elbow, the horizontal elbow. So obviously we're trying to hit it with the elbow bone. To facilitate that, there are a couple of things I want to do. When I'm throwing this elbow attack, I want to make sure my hand is close towards my chest. So I don't want my hand drifting away like this. Every time I do that, I have a tendency to hit more with the forearm bone. And yes, that can actually cause some damage to my opponent, but I want to think about cutting my opponent's face. All right, so what helps me a lot is by almost simulating stabbing myself in the chest with a pencil. The next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my hand is oriented towards my opponent. That's the best position, right? I find for myself. Definitely not like this, where the palm is facing towards me. This is kind of average, but when I get my palm kind of facing towards my opponent, I find that's the best technique for me. So again, hand close to my chest. I bring my palm facing my opponent as much as possible. I flex my fist at the last possible second. And you can see here, I'm kind of like lining up my elbow in front of my face. To generate power, everything comes from the ground up as per usual, right? So I'm gonna make sure I'm pivoting. All right, so I'm gonna turn the right foot, my hip, etc., etc. The last thing I wanna talk about is my left hand. What is my left hand doing? I wanna make sure I'm saluting. I don't wanna do like a boxing stance. Remember, if I'm close enough to elbow him, they're close enough to elbow me back. And so if my hand is typically like this allows them to basically come straight down and elbow me in the face. So I wanna have a kind of like a saluting motion here while I'm trying to, as much as possible, block off this sector of attack. So again, try to expose the elbow bone as much as possible. All the power is generated from the ground up. I want to make sure I'm saluting with the opposite arm. And that's your typical horizontal elbow. If you like this kind of material, whether it's like kickboxing, Muay Thai, combatives, and stuff like that, please check out my account, subscribe, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.